Hey, what's going on, guys? You may remember that not too long ago in a sale on HLJ, I picked up a couple of figurized busts, this being one of them. This is a Kaname Buccaneer from Macross Delta. I haven't watched Macross Delta. I'm not really even a fan of Macross. I've just never really watched any, really, to be honest. But I thought this looked pretty cool, and like I said, it was on sale, so thought I'd just pick it up, build it up, do a little review here for you guys, and then just do a fun paint job or something on it. And that's it. Just pretty simple as these are. They're relatively cheap for what they are. Basically like the top half of a 1/6 scale figure, sort of, that you build yourself. In the Figurized Bust line, this would be portrait number 009. They seem to have given up on doing these for Gundam characters, but they are still making them, I think, for other series. Anyway, or there's a lot more non-Gundam ones than there are Gundam ones, we'll just say that. So here on the bottom, once again, just kind of the same stuff that's there on the top. On the side of the box, you can see just kind of the figure there. I assume this is a painted version because there's some of those smaller details I think don't exist on the kit. They are pretty nicely color separated, but not that well anyway. So there's some other shots of the other details. It's got the flower in the hair, some details all around on the kit. Layered injection, of course, one of the most famous points of this line. We've got the multi-injection there into the eyes, and those are going to look really nice. On the other side, just a little bit here about the character, I suppose, but it's all in Japanese. And then the whole set, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones in this Macross Delta lineup, in the Figurized Bust lineup. Interesting looking characters in general, but when I look at the Figurized Busts up close, they're all kind of have a little bit derp face or something, and just not really done all that well. I wish that Bandai would get a new designer for their Figurized line, because they're all like close, but not quite right, I think, for a lot of them. Anyway, 1,500 yen is a list price for this. I think it ended up being something like 1,200 yen or something. A little bit cheaper anyway, not too much. As you can see, pretty substantial sticker sheet here for this. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of missing color apps. Well, we do have a lot of different colors here on the runners. It's not all there. So just got, looks like 4 runners. 6 runners actually, sorry. So it's a couple of small ones and a lot of stuff in there. For our manual, we've just basically got the same stuff that's on the front of the box here. Parts list, all there, all in color. A little bit of just like basic instructions. And then it's just straight on into the construction. So the first bit here is all in color. So you can get all of that and all of that. And then we do have our color guide there at the bottom as well. Opening up to the center though, it's still in color, but it's just all monochrome red here, just for the latter half of the construction. Finishing up the head. And then the stand, and then you can pose it together with that other 1/72 scale Macross kit there if you have that. So all pretty cool. Let's take a look at the runners here. So once again, here is that very large foil sticker sheet. A lot of colors on here and a lot of little stickers, so it's going to be pretty heavy on the stickers for this one. Runner A here, you can see we've got some black parts, and then our main part for the face there, looking a little bit creepy without the eyes. And then runner B is a couple of white parts here, and then our parts for the eyes. So I guess you could maybe have it looking a little bit something like that, or that's still kind of creepy, isn't it? On runner C1 here, we've got a couple of green parts on the side, a couple of yellow parts on this side, and then some kind of like deep, dull red color there for the hair. It's all pretty nice. And then runner C2 has a couple more yellow parts there over on the side, some black parts here for the shirt, and a couple more hair parts there up at the top. Runner D would be all of our skin tone color parts for this. You will also have to do some painting on that, because I can see that the gloves are like molded onto the hands, so you'll have to paint those, or I assume there might be probably stickers for those as well, but if you don't want to use the stickers. Anyway, there's all the skin. And then runner E here, some more parts in this kind of very dark gray, basically black color here, mostly just parts for the base, and that's it. So that is everything that is included. A little bit disappointed by just how many stickers there are, but I mean, it is a very colorful figure, so you'd have to imagine that they're not going to be able to get all of those colors molded in separate parts. It's not that intricate, but it should be fun enough to paint that up later on. So that is it for all the parts. Why am I closing the box? I'm going to get this built up, and then we'll take a look at how it looks. Okay, and here's how she's going to look all put together. Pretty nice, for sure. For a quick size comparison, here it is compared with the Figurized Bust Fumiya, who looks a little bit larger in scale, really, to be honest. But nevertheless, yeah, there's a lot of stickers going on this. I mean, you saw the sticker sheet. Now, even with all the stickers though, I do think that most of them fit pretty well. There's a couple that kind of stand out, like this one that goes here on the front of the tie. It doesn't wrap around to the side, so you see like how the tie is just all that one green piece with the sticker on the front of it. And then these black ones that kind of wrap around these bits here on the bracelet and then here on the arm don't really fit around too well either. So, some work better than others, but even if you're not going to paint, I think this is still going to be looking pretty nice, just like how it is, like this. However, though, of course, if you paint, there is a lot that you could do with this. The multi-injection in the eyes, of course, looks really nice. I just feel like with a lot of these figure eyes kits, the eyes are just kind of a little bit weird and like a little bit droopy. They don't look like exactly quite right. I mean, or they just could look better, I think, for a lot of them. This one's not as bad as some of the other ones, but anyway, that's what we got. Seam lines on this kit, we also have a few of those. Like on a few seam lines on the clothes are usually not too bad because they're just kind of hidden as seams between the clothes. But ones here, like on the arms, are obviously going to be a little bit harder. You might want to fill that in with putty. That one on this arm has one there at the elbow as well. On the back, one seam line, this big one, like straight down the middle of the back. But again, I think you could probably just hide that as just a line of like part of the fabric. On the hair, there's a lot of seam lines, of course, because it's made up of a few different pieces, some of which I think you could probably get away with, like this one on the top. I would probably just leave that. I wouldn't really do anything with that. But this here on the back, I would probably go ahead and putty those just to get rid of that little seam line that's going around on all these little bits there on the back. There's one like right through the middle of like the kind of little ponytail there on the back as well. But again, that's just all up to your own discretion. Overall, it's a nice base figure for me. I'm definitely planning on customizing this. I don't really care for the whole kind of like idol outfit, so I'm probably going to be doing some stuff like remove the tie, remove this thing on the top of the head, fill in that hole, and just make it just hair. Probably holding something else instead of a microphone. I don't know exactly what yet, a bottle or something. I don't know, it could be fun. So it's just something to work on in the future when I want to just work on just something small like this. I'll do some work on that. In the meantime, guys, that is it for this review. Hopefully this has been informative for any of you guys who are looking at seeing what these are like. Macross fans, I know there's quite a lot of you guys out there. Again, as we saw in the manual, you can just pull out this little extra piece here and plug that into there and then plug this onto an action base directly. So that's pretty nice. And it's cool that they give you this little bit to store that in there so you don't have just a loose piece just flying around somewhere. What I ended up doing with my Fumina extra parts is I just taped over the bottom here and just keep them up inside the base there. So it's cool that they did that for these, and I assume the other Macross kits are probably the same. But that is it for this Figurized bust. I do have one more that we'll be taking a look at soon, so I'll see you guys then. If you guys have any other further questions or comments about these, of course, leave those down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.